Hey, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick tutorial. Well, I don't know how quick it's going to be, but a tutorial on how to use the Hydra Curlformer product. I've been using it for a few years now, and I really like it. So, just going to give a quick tutorial. So I'm going to start off. I am just going to go ahead and get and wash my hair. And after I come out, like after I've washed it, shampooed, conditioned, I'm not going to show you the washing process. The washing process is pretty much like any other washing process. Wash your hair normally. The creator of this product, they do suggest certain shampoos and conditioners to use. They suggest you to use like aloe, like putting aloe in your hair. Yeah, they put aloe in your hair after you've shampooed it, just to kind of suck in all the moisture, all the water. And then after you've done that, you rinse it out, and then you condition your hair and let that sit for a few minutes. And as it's conditioning, you're taking each section and you're kind of raking the conditioner in. So you're detangling with your fingers as you're conditioning. And then after you condition your hair, you rinse everything out. And what I like to do is, before I get out of the shower, while I'm still in the shower rinsing my hair, I take some of the product, and you'll see the finished part of that. I'll take the product and put it in sections. So I'll section my hair out, and I'll show you once I'm done. I'll section my hair out into maybe fours, and I'll glob a bunch of this product onto my ends to trap in the water. And so the next part of this video you'll see is when I'm done doing that. I've washed, shampooed, conditioned. I've globbed this in, and you'll see me after that point. And then I'll talk you through how to actually like put in the rest of this product. Okay? All right, so I just finished washing and conditioning my hair. After I conditioned it, so while I was conditioning, I was raking it through, and now it has some product in it. So I separated it into groups of 4 while it was super wet, and I just took my finger and took about big globs like this and kind of just stuck it on each section of the hair just to keep the water in place. So when you're putting this product in, you want to have lots of moisture in your hair. So your hair needs to be super wet. And if you feel it getting dry, you can use a spray bottle to help you kind of moisten it up. So now that I'm out of the shower, I've got a bunch of the product and kind of keeping the moisture in, I'm going to section it off into groups using ponytail holders. So you can use whatever you want to use to section your hair, but I just have a bunch of these on hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in sections. So it doesn't matter how you want to section it. I usually just have 2 up front. Have 1 somewhat in the middle here. And they're just kind of done however. Like, I'm not really worrying about the parts or anything like that, because in the end, everything will kind of come together and it won't matter. All right, and then section this part here. Okay, and this one I won't section all the way because I'll start in the back. So hopefully you can see that. So I'll start with this little piece right here. And it has a lot of product in it already. So I'm not going to put a whole lot more. So I'm just going to you can see it's kind of clear, so it's hard to see, but I'm just going to use a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit like that. And just kind of work it in. And then what I have here, I have a detangling brush. So this brush is well used, so you guys can see some hair in it. So I just bought this from Amazon, like a cool little detangler. And so I detangle it. Okay, and once I'm done with that, I use my raking. I use the raking with my fingers. So I'm stretching my hair, pulling it down, and just kind of raking it like that. And now I'm done with that part. And let this one go, and I'll just keep going. So you guys, I'm going to stop talking and just let you watch. Little bit of product, just a tiny bit. And I really want to focus on the roots of my hair because I already put a lot of product on the ends. So I want to make sure the roots of my hair have lots of product. This piece already has a lot of product in it, so I'm not going to put any more in. I'm just going to go ahead and detangle it. Put in this one. Notice after I'm done with each section, I rake it back in with the rest of the hair that I've already done, just so everything is just all together. So the back section is already done. So I'll do this piece next. I will come back when I'm closer to the end. Okay, so I'm working on my last section. The front part is usually my easiest part. So it's still pretty wet, but if I do need to dampen it up, I'll just use my spray bottle. Put a tiny bit, again, just a little bit of stuff in it. Remember, I'm raking and I'm pulling. Last section. All right, so now that every part is done, I'm gonna look and see where there's some parts that maybe aren't as curly as I want them to be. And I'll add a little more product. So I'll just get a bit more that. And just rake it in. All right, I'm going to straighten out this part just a little bit. Style it a little bit. So, I mean, if you want a super straight part, then you can always get your comb or whatever and straighten it. Or you can do that beforehand. All right, and I'm gonna take my water bottle, kind of spray it, make sure everything's nice and wet. I'm gonna rake my hands through it again, all over. Okay, and the last part for the hair to be complete is the shake. So I'm gonna shake my hair and hopefully you can see it. I can shake it safely without hitting my head on anything. But I'm gonna shake my hair to kind of loosen up the curls even more, to like unstick them. All right, so here we go. Oops. Okay, and once you have shaken, once you've done the shake, you don't want to rake the hair anymore. You can kind of flip things into place, but you don't want to rake anything anymore. So the shaking is the last part of this piece. You can do a little bit of that, but don't rake anymore because then you might mess up the curls. So you can do some separation or whatever. So you can either sit under the dryer to let it dry, or what I do, I just let it air dry. So I try to do this process early enough in the day so that by the end of the day, when it's time for bed, everything is nice and dry. So just like a little roundabout of how everything looks. So now my hair is mostly dry, and it's time for bed. So I'm going to wrap it, well, not really wrap it, but put it up And so what I use about 5 little scrunchy type hair ties, soft hair ties, and I just put them in my hair. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And this just kind of keeps it from, like when I'm sleeping, for me to squish it and like for it to get all squished up pretty much. I mean, it still gets a little squished every day, but you'll see in the morning what I do to refresh it. But yep, so let me show you how I tie these hair ties in my hair. Okay, so here's the last step in the process. It's morning. I still have my headscarf on. So now I'm to just refresh my hair after the nighttime. So I usually do this in the shower. So I'll take a shower, let the water run. I'll just quickly shake my head in there and I'll shake it out. But if I'm not in the shower, I can use my spray bottle. So I'll just take these guys out. Take them all out. And maybe the first day you might want to do a little bit of hand separation. And then I'll just take my spray bottle and spray it. So again, this works a little easier in the shower because there's a steady flow. You don't want to get it super wet. You just want to get it wet enough so that it kind of falls a little bit back into place. So my hair is short, so it doesn't take too much, but maybe if you have longer hair, you'll need more water. And as I'm wetting it, kind of shaking it out a little bit. So again, you don't want to mess too much with the curl pattern, so be gentle with what you're doing with your hands. So I'm almost done. Maybe a few more things. Okay, I think that's enough water. Give it another little shake. And again, if you need to, you can add more water. But you don't want it super wet because you don't want to really have a wet head. But if you did get it really wet, it's okay. The curls will come into place. All right, I think it's the way I want it. I might adjust it a little more. But that is the complete tutorial from start to finish, day 1, day 2, of how to do and maintain your Hydra curls. All right, that's it. Hope that helps. So if you like a low maintenance morning like routine with your hair, I'm done. Like that's all I needed to do. Take the rubber bands out, spray it. This will last me a good week or 2. Like I make it last at least 2 weeks. So yeah, unless I do something crazy during the week, it'll last me for 2 weeks or more if I'm really like pressed for time. Like it can last me longer than that. So yep. So these are my curls. All right. Hope that helps.